when they set it down. They didn't even realize it was happening. So poke it all the way through. All right, just for fun, I'm going to show you a second one. I'm going fast forward on this one because you've already seen the steps. So just reminders. The canvas goes on the table, then the fabric, you make the ball, use a now flat hand to get this slab, put the texture on there. Again, keep that canvas underneath, that kind of, that rough cream colored feeling, I don't know what it is, piece of fabric. That's going to stop your project from sticking to the table, and just keep it there. You might get rid of the textured fabric, but keep that canvas there. On the second face, I just wanted to show you what would happen if you cut the circle. So my slab is now kind of an abstract shape. It's an organic shape. Kimmy Cantrell does that a lot. It's pretty rare that he just has a normal circle or oval for the face. He does a lot of changing of the shapes. So back to the same steps. So I'm just continuing to build up designs, using tools, placing them, planning it. If you have a sketch, that's super awesome to be able to refer to. Kind of when you're sketching, think about the shapes that you want. You can't predict everything with clay because sometimes you get a genius idea, or sometimes you have an accident, or sometimes your pencil drawing just doesn't translate into something that you can physically do with clay. We talked about how you can't really have stuff sticking up too far, but you also can't have stuff sticking out too far. The clay becomes very fragile and it will break. Making these eyeballs was kind of a cool thing. If you noticed it, I just made a ball and then I pinched with both fingers at each side, and they kind of made the shape of an eye. All right, score, slip. I've got my toothbrush, scratch, 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 scratch. Add a little water. And that will become that Velcro, and those will stay together even as the clay dries out, which is our goal. We don't want to lose our pieces because they've just fallen off, and it will happen. Just score, 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 slip, slip, slip. Don't forget it. And then keep looking at it as you're working on it. Maybe you're going to get some ideas, or maybe you notice that your neighbor used a tool in that box that you didn't notice before. And maybe you want to press some details into the nose or around the sides or anything really. I wish my hands weren't blocking the view so much. I'm sorry, you guys. I am not a professional videographer, even though I keep filming these how-to videos. Just starting to finish this one up and thinking about additional patterns and details. I ended up poking 2 holes through it, thinking I would kind of wrap a ribbon like up through both of those at the top. And then I got so into that, I started imagining, what if I took other things like string or pipe cleaners or ribbons or something and kind of added, not like hair, but maybe hair, I don't know. So I figure I can use the holes, or if I don't end up liking the holes, I just won't use them. They're just there, and that's fine too. I noticed Kimmy Cantrell had some holes in his projects. You want to make sure those holes are not too close to the edge because your clay will tear. And then again, just like I said on the other one, check them from the back. Make sure they're actually holes. Write your name on it, and voila. Look at that. It's so dark when it's wet, and then as it dries, it's going to lighten up. So this has been a really fun project. I hope you guys enjoy it too. You're going to spend some time sketching just for your shapes mostly. Think about the shapes or possibly some patterns that you might want to try next time when we actually start clay. But the tools are not as important, even though they're super fun, but mostly it's your smoothing and paying attention and to the clay so that it doesn't start to curl up or do things that you're not expecting. And then really, truly, it's that scoring and slipping. You gotta score and slip if you want your pieces to stay together. So I think you're gonna do a beautiful job. I'm very excited to see what you do. This is the first time I've taught this project, and I have been looking forward to it all year. So I'm excited that it's going to be you. There they are, my 2 little mini Kimmy Cantrells. Well, my favorite tools. And again, got to make sure they stay together when they dry, because when they're wet, they all look like they're sticking together, but it's that magic toothbrush scoring and slipping that allows it to stay stuck. Thank you, Kimmy Cantrell, for good ideas.